Hello and welcome to another Code Mortal stream of 2020. I had to think.
It's our first one this year, right?
First
Just getting
one.
into it.
And Andrew and me have two awesome guests with us today. We have Praveen and Janine, two awesome hackers. So make sure you have your Bluetooth and Wi-Fi turned off. Otherwise, you might be having some surprises for you later. But I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So who wants to go first? Janine.
Okay, go on, cool. Hey guys, I'm Janine and I currently work at Avast as a software engineer. I converted from marketing into becoming a software developer, and so I'm still learning loads every single day. I am super passionate about cybersecurity and cloud, and since today we're talking about CI, it kind of brings the whole engineering process all together, so I'm excited for today.
We us as well. So, I'm Praveen.
Oh, hi. So I'm Praveen. I'm currently working at an analytics company. And, for a person like me, I start with, my passion is on web development, specifically the front-end development and React.js. But as a web developer who's gonna be there in almost all the fields, that's me. So whether it is gonna be any kind of a backend, so it's gonna me. So I'll be the middleman where I'll be pulled into either the designer side or the developer side or the front end side. So
You like it all, basically.
exactly. So I got through it. So
A glutton for pain. That's what you want.
not exactly. So it's like I'm a full stack developer. So which means
Which means we break everything.
which means we break everything.
Yes.
Exactly. So literally I touch hands on everything and I spoil everything.
And then you fix it later.
You get someone else to fix it.
that's-
I get
that's
Andrew to
not
fix it.
There's someone else's problem to fix. That's what we
Exactly.
do. That's why we have Eddie around.
Yeah, I break it, Andrew fixes it. Standard, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So today, we're going to talk CI.
Continuous integration.
Continuous
Continuous
integration.
Deployment.
Deployment.
See,
Blooper,
it started with
blooper.
Continuous
blooper.
delivery. Yeah.
Yeah, continuous delivery.
Yes.
delivery.
Yes, continuous delivery, that's true.
If you have your favourite tools there for CI, whatever, please let us know in the chat. We can talk about different tools, compare them a bit. I'm sure between us we've used quite a few different CIs. I know probably my main focus these days is Circle, but I am moving a bit towards GitHub Action. Janine, what do you...
So I use a mix between like Circle CI for my own personal projects and Jenkins. But yeah, that's it. I don't know why I said but.
Circle CI, okay, and it's one of Andrew's favourites.
That's two with
as well.
Circle.
Yeah.
Praveen,
Two
what's
on
your
the Circle
favourite?
side.
See, I have only worked with a few things, but I have worked kind of like a bit and bobs. So I started with Jenkins, which I hated a lot. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And
offended.
because I hate Java, basically, so that's the reason.
What?
Kind of.
Okay, different discussion. Different discussion.
Different things. Yeah.
If you're having to
So-
manage a server, managing Jenkins is quite painful, right?
That's true.
There's a lot of in-depth stuff that you can easily break it with when you're playing around. But once you got it set up and running, there's so much you can do with
No,
it.
actually,
It's
basically,
awesome.
I'm a UX person. So looking at Jenkins.
Yeah, it's not the best
Yeah.
UX. Yeah.
Exactly.
Fair.
So that's the same with Java, Oracle, and other things. I don't want to mention anything, but yeah, bloopers. All right. So Travis CA is what I'm currently
Yeah!
working
Although GitHub Actions
Are awesome.
Oh, it's looking good.
with. No, wait. Like a month ago or 6 months ago, there was nothing called GitHub Actions. So
Yeah.
it's always better to go with the don't forget your roots. So Travis CA was best, and
True.
it's gonna be best.
Yeah,
as
that
well.
was
I like
best.
that. It thinks it's the best.
I mean, it's gonna be best. And I
It's,
did.
it's not necessarily the most feature-rich, though. I think
That's nice.
Travis is fantastic in it. It keeps you focused, and it generally is free. Right? It's the go-to thing for most open source projects.
Yep.
But I think when you get more corporate and more complex on what people want, I think Travis starts to have a few weaknesses in its
True.
workflow capabilities.
Circle CI has what they call the context.
Yeah, and you can run with different contexts as
Yeah.
well, which is great for securing keys and things.
It's true.
However, we had this thing called as GitLab, and GitLab automatically provided something called as GitLab CI.
Yeah.
So, as a student, as a former student, obviously we are not in a position to pay some money. So, GitLab was completely free, open source, and it had its own CI/CD pipelines. And we also had this GitHub pages and GitLab pages where we will be able to automatically deploy things. So, continuous integration and continuous delivery.
Absolutely.
True. Okay, let's quickly talk about what we're going to do today, and I'm keen to ask people watching what what they use and I guess any questions they have. So if you have any questions, just jump in at any point and hopefully we won't miss it, and we will I'll try to answer
watching the chat over there. We're watching the chat over here, so
That's
we're
true.
all over the chat.
And I guess what we're going to cover today is we're going to talk a bit more about CI and CD and different tools, and we're actually going to do some examples. So we are going to cover Circle CI, we are going to cover examples in Travis, CI, and we are going to do some GitHub Actions.
Don't promise too much. We're on a
have
timeline.
only- Hey,
we like it
we all
challenge,
do
right?
want to go
If
home
we have
eventually.
We'll be here until it's complete.
Yeah, let's challenge it seriously.
We will see how far we get. Okay.
It's true.
But we will certainly look to try and touch on at least
We can do
Circle,
simple
Travis,
ones
and GitHub Actions.
Exactly.
GitHub Actions is something that we are still getting our own heads around, so
'Cause it's
it'll
quite
probably
new,
be
yeah.
light touch on GitHub Actions this time round, but at least hopefully it'll show, similar to GitLab, what GitHub has been doing.
Right.
Exactly.
That would be a good idea.
And how is the audio and visual? I just got a notification come up saying YouTube's not so happy, so let us know. Hopefully the audio and visual is still going okay.
I've also asked in
Looking
my
good to me.
WhatsApp status, so if there is anything coming around, we can also get the live feed as well.
Okay, cool. And what do you use? So the viewers watching now, what tools do you use around your CI? What is your preference? What is your experience? Do you have some that you like? I know Janine, before we started live streaming, Janine mentioned, was it Bamboo?
Thanks, Venkatesh, for confirming the video.
Circle
I've
CI.
never tried it before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are other alternatives, and I think Pivotal have their own open source one as well, but they don't seem... People seem to know about it, but no one seems to use it, so I'd be interested to know if anyone uses that. So do let us know what you use, or anything you'd like to use, just put it in the comments.
So there's a very high level question for us from Kota. What is continuous integration? Is it worth us starting
Yeah,
at a high
let's
level of the
start- let's
concept
start
of what
with that.
is the continuous integration? So yes, the continuous integration is CI is what everyone abbreviates continuous integration for, but what do you use it to do? So it's an automation tool, right? So the idea is it can automate common tasks that you might want to achieve. A lot of people use it for tests, people use it for deployment. You can also do things like documentation, security checks. There's a whole host of different things you can use continuous integration for. That's my very high level, but I'm going to pass it down the line as well to see
Ooh,
would
down
anyone
the
like to
line. Okay.
dip in and give their own view on what they think CI
If you had
is.
to summarise what CI is.
An
what does it
elevator
mean?
pitch.
In simple words, what we can say is continuous integration, leaving all these kind of jargons. So it is just a simple script or kind of like a file. What it does is you write some code. It will just automate the manual tasks, as what Andrew said. So the manual tasks include, like, you write the file, you press save, and then you use your own favorite FTP editor or like FTP client, and then copy it and put it on the right server by logging in and then making sure everything works. So all these things can be automated, and that's by a single file, and that file is read by the CI, the continuous integration software, and then based on whatever the configuration is there in it, it will update it.
Janine.
Yeah, I think all that was relevant, and I also want to add that continuous integration makes it really easy whenever you're working in a team with different developers and you want to work on the same project. It's just so much easier to be able to code on the same repo at the same time, and using CI tool basically just helps with making that process more seamless, and especially if you're using like different languages or different libraries, or if you're in different countries and there are like different time zones. Before continuous integration was actually like here, like before the existence of continuous integration practices, a lot of the times you had to kind of set a time where you would like stop coding so that there wouldn't be so many problems when you're pushing, when you're merging things. But now with continuous integration, it just makes it so much easier to do that, I think.
Nice.
I think another thing to mention as
Hey,
well.
can I get a go?
I was going to say one more thing I was going to extend.
Alright,
You can go next. I'll let you have your word. But one of the things I was going to say is the nice thing with continuous integration as well is because it's a script, it becomes part of your code base. So it's versioned. You can see the progression that goes on. People get to review it rather than having a single point of failure. So let's say deployments, for example, often there's a single individual that has access to the servers that can copy files onto a server manually. And it's trying to remove that manual activities that can go on. So you've got something that's repeatable. As you find issues with it, you can stabilize those issues. And with time, and we're not saying it's a silver bullet, it doesn't fix everything because I'm now using CI. It's something that with time improves, stabilizes, and becomes a common way of doing things. So it just tries to eliminate it with time But everything has problems. There's no silver bullet. You're not going to fix everything I'm now using CI. You've still got to work on those scripts, make them better, improve them. You'll have a new thing you need to do, like I've now introduced another API. So I now got a new deployment that's got to all work in the integration environment. So it just gives you that enabler to automate it and have that repeatable setup. Go on, I know you're keen to talk. Go on.
No, I just realised I didn't change the battery in the camera.
Oh.
So if the battery
we're
dies...
we're live, so don't go swearing away.
Okay, don't swear. If the camera dies, only 30 seconds to change the battery. We're going to a holding page.
So apart from what Andrew said, okay, go on.
No,
I would like to give you a chance.
I forgot what I was going to say now. No, I was just going to say, in a nutshell, when we say it's a script, it's usually a YAML file. So it is in the code base, which is really important. As you'll see when we do it, it starts off small and simple. And it's to run the tasks that you run manually. So if you run lint, if you run automated tests, if you run static code analysis, if you run, I don't know, just say automated tests. If you run pen testing, anything that you run and you might do manually before you commit your code and you push it between the developers, CI will do that on every change. And you can keep adding and improving to the CI, I'm doing air quotes, script, because it is just like a YAML file. I'm going to show you how simple it is and how using something like GitHub Actions on a project, you can get up and running in minutes. And even if it's just linting your project, do that on CI so that it runs every time someone does a commit, even if it's in a pull request or to a main line branch, whatever it is. And we're going to show you that. Well, Janine,
what we need to do is we need to rewind a little bit because actually Eddie said, I am going to show you. So when he says Janine, he actually said I a moment ago. So just rewind. Eddie is showing you. Nobody else is getting on the keyboard.
You have the keyboard.
Cool.
Out of 4 computers, only one's connected to the stream.
So,
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. And I'm sitting right in front of it. Okay.
Janine begged for that seat. She was like, I want to drive, I want to drive.
Such a lie. Okay.
so should we put the screen up? Do we want to see some code?
Let's see what a CI script looks like.
Okay, well, camera's going down.
Nice. Okay, well, hopefully, Coda, hopefully that we answered your... Kota? Is it yeah, Kota. Hopefully we answered your question. If we didn't, just keep putting that question in the chat and we'll do our best to explain it in a different way. So now that Janine is driving...
It's like...
Take a left,
His
turn a
hand
right.
is in front of me.
Handbrake turn.
Should we open up a website? Should we go to, what do you want, Travis first? Go to a website, because you can show, on the browser, we can show a little bit about what one of the CIs is. So Travis Circle, that will help explain a little bit about what a CI is.
What do you think? People watching,
Or do you want to go straight
what
into
do
writing some
you
code?
think? What would you like to see? We'll give you like 10 seconds. If you don't put anything in the chat, we'll pick one. So let's have a vote. Who votes which one?
Travis.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah.
Happy to.
Travis goes for me.
Travis wins. Okay. I was going to
This is a
vote
very
GitHub
quick
Actions.
decision.
See, like one mind.
Yeah.
No, I mean like you're a new person now, so you're up to date with the standards. So GitHub Actions are very new.
Don't change your choice now. We were unanimous.
No. I'm saying like the reason why you are saying like that. See,
True.
even the chat people are saying like Travis there.
Hey, my chat's not updated. What the hell's going on?
CI.
Come on, guys.
I might have to put this
Let's
in.
vote for Travis.
Travis. Yeah, we got a lot of people on Travis now. Okay,
Don't
cool.
just type Travis on its own because you get a whole lot of other stuff come up.
Do you?
Travis CI. There we go. Go on, Janine. Take us in.
Right.
Okay.
So we're just looking at the...
GitHub Actions.
Just have a look at the
Venkatesh. We'll
website
do that
for the
next.
moment.
We'll do that next, Venkatesh.
Let's have a little
Don't-
browse
I
around.
really can't wait to do that one. Circle CI. It's old. It's corporate. It's enterprise. Really boring. What? I wasn't saying anything. Okay.
Oh gosh.
Cool. So,
Our,
it scrolls
scroll,
upside
yeah.
down. Sorry.
Andrew's a bit backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about that. It scroll goes. You go down. It goes up. It's like, what's going on?
So, I suppose one of the things you can notice when you first open up Travis's website, they have changed it a little bit. Last time I looked, they were really big, showing open source was like at the top. They're now showing various packages and different pricing for those. But if you have an open source project, they are free. But as is, I think, a lot of CIs now. Circle are free for open source as well now. Obviously,
Yeah.
GitHub Actions is largely
It's
free.
going to be quite interesting, GitHub Actions,
Yeah.
because it does remind me of Circle CI, but it's in GitHub. It's just there. There's no like authentication. There's none of this
Yeah.
application you need. It's just there. It just, I think it's going to be a game changer, and it's just come out, right? So
Yep.
as they add more and more features, it's going to get so sexy. Oh, I'm just so excited. To 2020, it's going to be awesome. Janine's looking at me going, this crazy weirdo.
Very, very passionate about it. I'm here for it though. And I kind of like it because in the past, whenever I use Circle CI for my own projects, like it would send me email notifications every single week about like how well it's going and stuff
okay.
like that. And I think it also adds a badge on your repo in GitHub.
Yeah, you can get a badge and you can
Yeah.
put it
I
in.
kind of like that.
That's pretty cool.
What it's like green.
Do you get that with GitHub Actions? I don't know. I haven't
I
tried.
don't know.
If not, we'll
don't
make
know.
one.
We
Got
will make
Praveen
one.
here. He'll
Yeah,
code
yeah,
it all night. Don't worry.
We can do it.
He's more passionate and enthusiastic than me.
We are doing one.
Awesome. So what do we want to do? Do we want to have a look at some documentation, set up something with Travis?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, so let's imagine we're starting out for our first time with Travis. Where do we go?
Well,
Create a
Travis
repo.
CV.
yeah.
We probably need a repo, do we? So we're going to make a
need to
repo on
create
GitHub first.
I think so. What kind of
Okay.
repo should we do? Should we just do?
A public repo, an open source one.
Yep,
Of course, yes.
We'll do it on the Code Mortal site, so I can
Yeah, okay. Go
Can
for
I
it.
open
And
that
then
quickly?
what is the? We need some sort of application we can run a command. So are we going to do something like I don't
React?
know,
No.
Angular?
No.
I'm a React person.
I'm a
What?
React person.
Oh, there is some chocolates, by the way.
But
I was going to say, I don't think we need anything that complicated, right? We just need some sort of a few text files or something that we
Yeah.
can show that the
we
CI
can do like a
was
simple.
picked up. It doesn't have to be a website. We don't need to deploy a website out today.
No, not deploy it, but like how are you going to lint a text file?
Exactly.
What were you thinking of running on the CI though?
No, we can actually go with a
Just
simple
show a CI running a
Node.js.
script.
Like Hello World?
Yeah.
Oh,
Doesn't
okay.
have to be
Good
that
old
makes
anything.
sense.
hello world.
Doesn't have to be anything. I mean, think small.
I had to think big. The sky is the limit. I usually never make it and I get past to the second floor, but you know, I'm aiming for the sky.
Does it have to be a public one?
Venkatesh
Yeah,
Angular.
yeah, it's on the so we're on the Code Mortals repo now.
Should we do
We're going to
your
create
own-
an open source repo. We're just going to call it CI demo, I guess.
Is this Travis specific?
And
We'll do a few other CIs on the same ones. Just call
we'll
it
do it
CI
all on the same
demo,
repo,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Venkatesh said Angular. Next time we'll do like an Angular CLI, just a really simple project, and then we can just like, I don't know, lint it. Because it adds the commands, I think, if I remember correctly, and we can just do that. We'll do that in a minute. We'll you know,
need to get
let them do
awesome.
Hello World, and then we'll do some cool
Ah,
stuff. None of this React
Super
stuff. I
empty.
don't know.
We don't need much.
React's really cool.
Cool.
He said that, not me.
Oh my gosh.
It's backed by
This is really
Facebook, so
bad. I didn't
it
bring
should
my
be cool.
glasses.
Facebook.
Do you want me to-
Facebook.
But I can see.
So we can always
What
swap
is
you
the
around
F
if you
in
want.
there?
If you don't want to see it. So we need to so if we grab the SSH one that we had a
okay.
minute ago, so yeah.
Use JavaScript. We'll definitely do JavaScript. So we
So
could
if
do.
we grab that and let's open up.
We'll just do Hello World
Terminal
probably
or something.
first,
Do you use
I don't
and
know.
then
iTerm?
we can add some
Yeah.
Just
more
use
stuff to it.
terminal.
good
I've
old
got- I'm
terminal? Okay.
fresh
Old
install.
school,
I have
old
nothing.
school.
Old proper old school. So just do
Oh
git
gosh,
clone.
that is
Oh yeah,
tiny.
we got yeah, make it big so everyone can see. So we got. Let's just go into a directory. So
Yeah.
I use my computer. I use something called source. We'll just drop it straight in the top there. That'll do for now. So git clone, and then paste away. Oh, you need my password too. Do that.
Shouldn't type a password in front of the hack.
We'll grab that.
I should change the battery on the camera now, probably.
Yeah, yeah,
See
go
how it's
for it.
doing it really quickly.
You're back on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're back.
We're gonna be gone for a second.
Momentary drop.
20%.
Do it, Eddie. Do it.
Change the battery if you like.
Okay.
Change the battery.
Keep talking. Switch to your screen anyway.
Yeah, we're on my screen. We're good to go. We're good.
GTG.
Okay, so we can carry on. So we clone the repository. What we're going to do, we're going to put a Travis YAML file in there to start with. We don't actually need anything other than Travis YAML file, right? We can do a Travis YAML. We can just echo something out on Travis so that Travis just says, hello world.
Yeah.
So obviously if you want to go to the Travis docs, we can go there.
I think it's good to bring up Travis docs as well.
Yeah, so we can show what you would do if you're starting for the first time.
So usually you can sign in with GitHub, but let's not do that.
You can sign
I
in
guess
with my
that's
GitHub
that's
if
the
you want.
right way to do, because only when you sign
I
in
think
with
you gotta-
GitHub,
You got to
you'll
have
be able to
see the
get
docs, I think, and stuff. Yeah. So let's do that. That's fine. I'm already linked up to get onto here anyway, so it should hopefully go straight through. I want some more access. Probably needs Code Mortals. Let's give it that one. Passwords for everything.
Okay.
Let's get our password right.
I'm just looking at it. No, it takes a
Technical issues. It's not a real tech video, is it?
exactly.
Praveen, right in the chat, the same crashed again. Back in a minute.
Sorry, crashed.
And you need a new computer.
Maybe Linux.
Okay, authorized Travis.
I like your thinking.
Okay, Travis is authorized. Hopefully.
Sorry guys, it's crashed again. We'll be back in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are having a couple of technical issues. We should be live again now.
We're fine now, no?
But apologies for this feed dropping in and out. We have a fresh install of the latest OS X, and I'm not sure if it's having a bit of a conflict with OBS. It keeps crashing every now and then. So hopefully we won't have too many more issues with it. We'll see. Cool.
Right.
Okay.
Should I make
We're
this
logged in
full
on Travis
screen
now.
so it's easier to read?
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll lose the top corner from the video, but that's okay.
Okay. Here, I'll just make it wider.
Yeah,
So
fine.
that we wouldn't lose it.
Okay, camera's back up. We've got full battery in the camera. We're good for another 2 hours. Praveen's face is like, what? Dinner time!
He's like, only 2? I want it to be here for another 5. Exactly. We're there all night, right?
Yeah.
Got your sleeping bag, everything.
Does anyone want any chocolates? Though? We got these.
Ooh.
Are you too healthy?
Okay.
I know you're super
No,
healthy.
no. I just came back from a week of
Galaxy as
eating like a lot of Chinese food, so
Awesome. I'll take a few.
Take a few.
this is the worst one.
That's the one Eddie eats.
Ugh.
That's his
Bounty,
favourite.
it's only one I can eat.
Oh my! Oh, true.
There's not. I'm lack of
The
choice.
same thing almost.
I love the Milky Way, but I can't have it.
Okay,
A gluten.
guys, we're here with the goal. Okay, can
Yes.
you not like sidetrack?
Sorry.
Just kidding. All right, so now we're in Travis CI documentation, and I guess should we just follow the 1, 2, 3 steps?
Yeah, so go to docs at the top. Oh, yeah, go through everyone. Yeah, so activate all repositories. I don't know, we want all.
No, I think we just want one, right? Maybe it's just go to documentation.
Yeah, start with the docs.
Oh, this is so easy to look at.
Come on, Eddie and Praveen are Travis pros. Come on.
Okay, let's have a look. Let's do this.
Travis CI tutorial. Wow.
So we need a
Why is it so
travis.yaml
tiny?
file to start.
This is why developers get short-sighted with like.
No, we don't need to go through all these things.
Yeah.
Just
No.
connect
So
it
we
with the.
So-
have yes.
So important
Accept
things are at the
perfect.
top, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So it says here we need to have a Travis YAML file,
Good. Done.
and that's going to tell Travis what it needs to do. So this is where we're going to put our script. These are the steps it's going to run through. Obviously, from the code here, it's telling us that we can set up a different language. So if you're using Ruby, Java, Node, whatever it is, you
No,
can say
we're going to be using Node.
we're using Node. Okay. Although to be fair, we're probably going to be using Bash effectively. So underneath, a lot of this is running Bash shell scripts. So we can do Bash commands and so forth. And that's typically what you'll be writing.
So
a lot of the
how's your repo looking?
we're having an empty repo. We're just going to do an echo hello world effectively.
Okay.
We're going to start with.
Do we have to activate the repositories that we don't use?
We will probably
will,
need to,
yeah.
but we can put the YAML file in first, I think. Well, it
Let's
says you can
do
activate it.
Andrew,
First. Yeah, go for it. Go for activate.
but we don't want all.
Hopefully,
If you click it, I think it should ask you.
it will ask us which ones.
Only select.
Yeah.
Yeah, so select. And we go code models.
Oh, sorry.
So we might, yeah, might probably from CIs. We might do that.
No, that's the website.
That's your forked version of the
CI
website.
demo.
Interesting. It's because it's picking up you rather than your
We gave it access to.
than the organisation. Did you include the organisation?
Yeah, I gave it access to the org.
Here, let
Okay.
me
It's finding code models repos, but it's only finding the website. So why is it only finding the website?
I know why.
Refresh.
Yes, you need to resync it because you created the repo, but it hasn't been resynced up. So if you go back to Travis, and under settings, at top right, settings, you can say like resync, top left, sync
Sync
account. It will go and get all the new repos.
Why doesn't it do that automatically? Though?
Because
It's a costly process.
yeah, and also you can do it with webhooks, so therefore every time a new repo is added, it sends a webhook to your account. But I don't think they do it by default. So if you do activate, and they have changes now. 'Cause I think it's an app now rather than a. Let's have a look. I'll just do all, but yeah, select repos.
Let's not do all. There's too many.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I think what you might also have is we have no commits yet on there, so I don't know if it's got an issue that there's no commits yet to the project.
True. Let's add the Travis file to it, and then see.
Okay.
These are the type of issues that you have, and it should be simple, and you'll see that usually is simple, but
So touch travis.yaml, I guess.
it's .travis.
.travis.
Travis?
Yeah, it's a hidden file. I'm pretty sure.
.yaml or not?
Yeah, .yaml. I'm pretty sure it's .yaml.
I was going to say, when I looked at the docs, I don't think it said that, but okay.
You know what? I'm gonna check mine. Let's have a look. Anyone? Oh, ow, I almost fell over. Anyone watching wants to, do let us know.
We have documentation, we can have a look.
I'll look at this great project called
Travis
Dashboard
.yaml
Hub.
looks
Oh no, it
good,
doesn't
yeah.
use.
So
You mean the
.travis.yaml
dash
looks
one?
correct, so we've
Yeah,
got...
I moved
Use
it to
code
GitHub
for
Actions.
Actions.
So I don't know. I can go back in the history though.
What do you
Neither are
use?
installed on here. We've got WebStorm.
Notepad?
We've got WebStorm.
Just use Vim.
Vim?
Okay, let's do a git add. So git add.
It is .travis.
Oh.
It is .travis.
Okay.
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna get abs from this live stream because I'm laughing so much.
Git status. Okay, so new file we want to add. So
Yay.
let's do a commit on that. So git
Okay.
commit. Give it a message of some sort.
Andrew, the shortcut is git add dot.
Initial.
I know we can do that.
Create.
What did
I'm
Andrew
the
do?
worst with commit messages, but
Git add hyphen
Create
all.
Travis YAML file. Yeah. Awesome. And then you want my password again. I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to enter this on the stream.
Andrew, we all know your
Just do, like,
password. It's
fingerprint.
password 123. Really
I wonder if
secure.
you can just make it
I've not looked to see if there's
say
a way
the
of doing
passwords
that.
out.
I'll have to look into it.
Get push.
Yeah, push.
I think
And it's going to want another password.
start with
Because you're super healthy.
Do you want more?
Oh,
I already have one.
Cool.
Okay. More for
Okay.
me than I
we're
guess.
losing people, Andrew.
We
We've
should
gone
be
down to like
back on.
12 people down to 5 people now because it crashed.
It's
Stop
okay.
crashing it, Eddie.
Sorry, guys.
We're back
We
up,
are-
I think,
we are
right?
back up.
Yeah, we
Yep.
should be back up again.
Yeah, why not? If you insist, if you pull my arm and, you know, insist, I will have a chocolate. Would you? Anyone watching, would you like a chocolate bar? We've got a bounty for you.
Is this like, are we being sponsored by Celebrations? Because I feel
no.
like we should be.
We should. Celebrations, if you're watching and you want to sponsor a live stream, if you donate 10 kilos per week, we will say that you're sponsoring.
We're gonna get so obese, but you know.
Now,
worth
you do
it.
like dancing twice a week, you'll be fine.
Yeah, fair. Fair enough.
Okay.
Cool. What are we doing next? Where were we? So we've
So-
committed up a YAML file.
Yeah, so we've pushed, and basically we need to add what we want Travis to know, right?
So that git push we should see over on GitHub, right? We should be able to go to GitHub now, and there should be a file on here.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick jump around.
Yay.
There it is. So there's our file we've pushed up. So we know it's there. Travis doesn't seem to be talking to us, so let's
Oh,
go to
yeah.
Travis, and we probably want to resync it. I'm guessing.
Venkatesh wants chocolate. Let's see what else we've got.
Oh yeah, it's in the. Oh, I can do it.
Got Twix, Venkatesh, Maltesers, Snickers.
Oh, how do you go back? Oh, you
I think
can.
you might have opened a new window for
tab.
it. So.
This is a typical life of a dev, right? Can't remember how to connect Travis up. We've done it 100 times before, but they have changed it.
Always Google.
Always Google. Technical issues
Yeah.
that the stream keeps crashing.
This is
Talk to
why-
these people and try to get some idea about it.
Exactly. So typical day in the life of a dev.
Yeah, it's synced.
It's fun, right? We enjoy it. We're
And then,
smiling.
like, once you get frustrated with all this setup, once you actually only just set up, you go and take a break, and then you come back.
And we'll show how much easier it is with Circle in a moment.
And I'll show you how much even easier it is with GitHub Actions. And you're gonna see, oh, it's golden.
It's still not coming up.
Awesome.
It's not coming up. Is this?
Both. Sure.
Oh, I lost the live
So,
stream.
so organisations is in there. So maybe you have to click here first.
Oh.
Is it there?
But no, but the thing changed. So I
Let's
think
change
it
the
should
icon.
be.
How did you get it to change
There
the
we
icon?
go.
Okay, so for those that
That
weren't
was
watching,
silly.
you have to actually pick the organisation to select which one. So on here,
Oh.
it was defaulting to only showing my repos until I picked which
Oh.
organisation, and then you get a different.
I need to say something.
Yeah.
Travis, if you're watching, I like the way it used to work before. It was a lot nicer. This is maybe more user friendly, but yeah, it's not.
I haven't
Change
used Travis
it.
for about a year, so it's not ideal.
But at least we all know now. So if you're watching and you're having a go at going to be adding Travis to your project, you know how. But before you add it to your project, wait to see Circle CI and wait to see GitHub Actions.
So now we have allowed access to the CI demo file. So
Hopefully we can go to the
close
dashboard.
this.
What's on the dashboard? To repositories, my bills. Whoa, there's nothing not showing. I thought it might be showing by now.
What happened?
Maybe we have.
I'm losing my love for Travis.
Oh, there we go, there we go,
There we are.
It's a bit tired. It's been a long day
Right,
for
so
Travis.
we can force a build from here.
Travis was sick yesterday.
Hooray!
There we go. So it's gonna. You can see it's running something here. Can we click
Click
into
What
it?
is that? Oh, a build.
If you click on it, it's just all changed.
Yeah.
Booting virtual machine.
So it takes around 15 seconds and then it starts the
So all we have is an empty file, so it should, I would hope, say either run a default build or give us an error that we haven't got anything on our file.
I believe so. That would be an error now.
It's just assuming we're coding.
It seems to be using Ruby as a default.
It will, yeah. I think Travis is all written in Ruby.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that maybe why it's not?
There we go.
very
So we've
good?
thrown an error. So you can see here, it's done a clone for our project at the top. So the very first line here is it's cloned the project. It's then defaulting to use Ruby. It's saying it couldn't find any gem file, and then it's exploded because it couldn't run default commands for Ruby.
But it's always good to get a failure, and therefore when you fix it, you know it's working, rather than it being green, and then something breaks, but it's still green, like it's a false positive. So it's kind of good to have that negative.
Yeah.
Cool. So should we add something to our Travis YAML file?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
What do we want to use for it?
Node.js.
Notepad.
No, I mean,
Vim,
Vim.
I can.
Sorry, I was like, what?
WebStorm.
VS Code.
I haven't got VS Code installed yet.
Yeah, I'm a VS Code person. I've
haven't
never
got it
heard of
installed
WebStorm before.
It's WebStorm's for the old people.
Yeah.
That's maybe.
I want to get
why.
out.
It's for those of us that used to code in Java. I
And
think is the
those-
problem.
That wasn't WebStorm. That was IntelliJ.
Yeah,
Same
IntelliJ.
same JetBrains.
Same company.
right?
Yeah. But IntelliJ was much better, so I always bought IntelliJ. Even when I did the full stack JavaScript and TypeScript, I still used IntelliJ because there's so much more to it.
I was using NetBeans IDE and Eclipse IDE
It's
like
quite old.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
So what do we want to add to Travis? We want to change it to use Node. What do you want to do?
Yeah, use Node. So I think it's
Okay.
Node_JS. I think is their
So language is this first line.
yeah,
Yeah.
language Node_JS.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna copy and paste it, and then change Ruby to Node.
Cool. And then
JS.
And then you can choose the Node version. You can go Node.
Is that too
possibly.
small?
Yeah, make it bigger if you can.
I think
you can
if you
pinch it.
pinch it, should make it.
So okay, language
Uh,
Node. It's
RVM.
_JS. I think isn't it the language?
I
Should
think
we
there's different
check?
ways you can write it.
I've only seen it. I think
This
it's
was like
underscore.
auto
It came up with a load, but
connoter.
the question is,
No, it's
how
underscore.
well does it know?
This one?
For Travis, it's underscore. And then instead of RVM, it will be Node_JS. And then it'll be the version number. And we just want. I think you can remove the
So
minus.
10?
Or just have one. 10, yeah, 10 would be
10 will
good.
do. We're probably not actually going to run a Node script, or are we in this?
We'll see.
I can actually check my
We could
sample
initialize
projects
the project,
one.
I suppose. Just do
Okay, and what else do
Yeah.
you want to add?
So
to
we are
the-
using 12.14, so
Oh,
we
wow.
can use that one.
And then you can specify branches. We'll come back to that. So let's just do script.
Does this need to be a string? No.
I think
No,
you-
in case if you are putting
Yeah,
the version numbers, then yes.
Yeah. So
Should we
strings
just leave
fine.
it? Okay,
Yeah.
Cool.
And
I'm
then
sorry?
next block.
So
so
like
not,
Node.js.
Not with
Yeah.
the minus. Yeah, will be script. And then we can then do a dash. Yeah. And then we can do what we want. Echo. Hello world.
hello world, yeah, space, hello world. Perfect.
Nice.
Sorry, just a quick
That's
question
it.
ID. Won't it be inside jobs?
If you go that far into jobs, I'm keeping it really simple at the moment. Just having
All right.
script. Yes. Yes, Andrew. Travis has jobs as well, not just Circle CI. That's a new
How
thing.
are workflows now with Travis?
I don't know. You don't use it.
Cool. Okay, so let's commit that, shall we?
Let's do it. Andrew's password is password
Oh my gosh.
123.
Is there like a way that you can get the terminal in here?
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
down the bottom terminal.
Okay. I feel like a newbie because I've never used web.
Yeah, Andrew's a bit mean. He's got VS Code.
Yeah. Oh no, he doesn't. It's a new.
I've
Oh,
only
yes.
just reinstalled formatted, so I'm like down to bare bones of nothing. Yeah, so git add.
Git commit.
That was quick.
Initial.
Yeah, typing
Yeah.
faster than I can type.
It's interesting that Janine's doing Travis and doesn't not into Travis. You're more into like Circle and Jenkins.
Yeah.
So next week we do Circle.
Oh my
Praveen
god.
Circle. We
Yeah.
should do
Yeah, because
Praveen.
it's like a new user.
Yeah,
like, getting
exactly.
Someone drive me, please.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
we're of course.
I'm still in the Circle CI right now, so Travis isn't really
So,
selling for me.
so hello world added to script. I don't know. It
Yeah.
doesn't really matter what we write.
Any questions for us? Any advice? Any tips? Any of your experience? Please share in the comments below.
Oh,
We're really
we didn't
interested to
put Git
see.
ignoring, we got all the idea files.
We're really interested to
Hang
see
on,
kind
cancel
of
that
your
for a second.
experience.
We're going to add a git ignore quickly because it added loads of other stuff. So git reset
And you get to see Andrew's Git foo now.
to -1.
Explain what you're doing, Andrew. Explain.
So I'm just undoing the last commit.
And what does each part of the line mean?
So I'll explain that.
Okay.
So resetting is gonna reset something from the current situation to a previous one.
Okay.
Soft is gonna not delete completely,
Yeah.
and head is like how many levels you wanna uncommit. So this is just uncommitting things.
Yes, it's uncommitting one because of the tilde one. It's only uncommitting one history. But be really careful when you're doing this because you can uncommit other people's work.
Yes.
So, and if you're working in a branch that is other people are working in, never do this unless it's only a commit locally that you haven't pushed. As soon as you've pushed, never do this.
Yep.
It's really, really bad, and it will cause all sorts of weird conflicts because the history would have diverged.
Yeah.
And never do force pushes, please.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
that was literally me when I first started coding.
Well,
Force push, everything.
Everyone did that.
Every
Okay,
time force
everyone.
push.
It's I will discourage like you can use force push, but understand the
Yeah.
consequences.
Yeah.
It's a
And
double-edged
you-
sword.
So if you're working on a branch on your own, you know no one else is working on your branch.
It's
Then
true.
fine.
Force pushing
That's
is
fine.
safe.
Yeah.
If you're working on, say, the master branch, chances are you don't want to go near it.
But then also at the same time, how likely are you going to be working on a master branch?
You
Yeah,
shouldn't be. You
true.
should be
Yeah.
always
Right.
merging
Well
requests.
said.
so.
Ayy.
And we generally use this thing called as Git flow, right? So this is the way our Git branches are arranged. So master branch is the restricted branch, and no one can push directly to the master branch. So always it is a protected branch, and always use a feature branch, and then use a pull request, get reviewers to review your code and make sure the code is perfect, and then push it.
And you can, in GitHub, in settings, you can, and probably in most places,
Squash.
but you can restrict which branches people can push to. So yes, only going into master can be only via a pull request, and no one can push directly to it and stuff like that. So yeah, so you can enforce these best practices, which I recommend because someone always tries to cheat the system.
Cool. So I've added the commit. Hopefully, if I refresh, there we go. You can see the git ignore we added. So that's just to get rid of the git ignore is just ignoring the IntelliJ IDEA or WebStorm files. But the thing we're interested in is Travis.
See, that's the reason you should use either Sublime or VS Code, which doesn't generate all these files.
Yeah, I didn't
Depends.
know that.
There's lots of different things, right? And what you should actually do is something different completely from that.
Put it in
And
global.
depending on what you're using, use your global for git ignore.
Yeah, I never put generic stuff in my projects git ignore. Everyone should manage their own git ignores.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think
Well,
about
I
these.
haven't got around to putting up my own
Yeah.
git ignore yet, so
So, for example, you are like a god to some people, and they are blindly following you to use the IntelliJ or what is this thing, WebStorm. And if they are cloning your project, they create these .webstorm, .idea, .IntelliJ, whatever it is, and they push it, right? So that shouldn't happen again. So no globals, please. No global.
No, what do you
detector.
mean? What, no. So when I say globals,
no.
in the we would put the because Andrew uses WebStorm and
You use VS Code. Both of them create their own hidden directories.
Yeah.
I would put mine in my global, and Andrew's would put his in his global because it's specific to him. So what were you saying? Sorry.
So what if other people who have got the same kind of setup, they try to clone it and then they start running, but they haven't configured their global git ignores, then they will automatically commit the dot files as well.
Then they should be
they're
doing that
fired.
to a branch.
Exactly.
And it's in the PR review that should get flagged up.
Yeah,
that they
and
should
you learn
fix it.
from it. So you're right. I think I have seen projects that have pages and pages of git ignore to cover everyone's scenario: Mac, Windows, this, that. I
Exactly.
don't think you can
Comes
cover
DB.
that. So
Yeah.
I think people should.
The review process is very important for helping new
knowledge
people come
transfer
in and
stuff.
learn stuff. So yeah, I think that's
Exactly.
probably the most important thing. We're not doing a session on Git right now, but if we were doing a session on Git, we would be talking about the importance of pull request reviews, branching, sensible strategies around branching, managing defects, all those kinds of things that
Have you
happen.
guys done one on that yet?
We haven't done a
haven't.
specific one on Git.
So
We
when
should.
we
There you
go
go.
next week, what we got next week?
Next
Andrew?
week
Look
we
at the
can go for
calendar and we'll see.
Okay.
So
So-
we can see, we go back to Travis's dashboard. It's green, says master pass. We have a look, see what happened.
It's gone green.
Yeah,
It's green.
Let's do a dance. Green dance.
So we can see it use Node 10. So if I can't, pointing at the screen doesn't help people watching. But Node.js version 10 is being used.
And it changed from Ruby to Node.
Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
Ruby
and
before,
it's
so
gonna
we
be
changed it.
npm always. Yeah, there you go.
And if we scroll down, we can see the script that ran. And somewhere, there we go, I can see it. It says echo hello world. There it is.
Nice. So I'm just conscious of the time. It's just gone 10 to 8.
So that's the simplest script you can
But
probably
now,
write.
once you've got it running, it's so easy to add to it. You add another line under the script, which is a linter. You add another line in the script section, which is
ESLint.
something else. Yeah, there's so many things that you can just keep adding, and therefore, when you keep adding more, all your future commits or your future builds just get better and benefit from that. So, should we do Circle next?
Yeah.
Yeah, so same thing with Circle.
Yeah, Praveen's
And
going
So
to
Let's
you,
drive.
can, you can use the same project as well.
Yeah, use the same project. Praveen's going to drive.
Sure. But I have literally no clue how circle
That's
works.
the beauty of
Well,
it. So
I
we're
had
going to.
no clue how Travis works, so there you go.
That's
That
the
wasn't too
beauty.
hard.
We're going to show people how simple or hard it is.
And then for GitHub Actions, neither me nor Eddie have really got any clue, so Eddie's going to drive.
I'll drive that one. Well, between us, the people watching, I'm sure you can help me. We've got Venkatesh, he likes GitHub Actions. He can put in some comments and give me a hand. And I'm sure there's some others as well. So,
Cool, so let's shuffle desks around.
Should be.
So
That's a
we'll have
good
my
thing.
you want me to go with yours?
Yeah, you can
Should I switch with
I know
you?
Circle, so
I
you can
believe
go down
so.
that end and help Praveen, and I can help from a distance.
Oh my goodness.
I'll manage your
I think we're going to struggle now.
I know it's dark days for us.
Now I'm closer to the chocolates.
Closer to the chocolate.
Chocolates.
I
Okay.
also told myself I was gonna eat healthy today, but you know.
You know, this is
That
brain food.
never happens.
Yes.
It's brain food. Okay. So, now Andrew's gone. Let's
And
take
it's-
all
Let's
his
hack his
passwords.
laptop.
What do you want to see?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Circle CI. I guess let's go to Circle CI.
Mm-hmm. So I believe we should just go to.
Oh, you have to click on the address bar. He's got his set up to load up this page by default.
How cute is the Code Mortals mascot though?
Please comment it out.
What's your favorite picture of the mascot?
Everyone loves the Jedi one.
I know, it's my favorite.
so cool.
It's so cute.
there
I've
are
got the high one on
1,
my
2,
t-shirt.
3, 4.
That's the
5.
corporate one. That's like the yogi kind of
Mhm.
one. Okay, so
Right.
what happened to Circle?
Okay. Enough of cute
Okay.
things.
Right.
Right.
So,
I guess
go
the
to
first
app.
thing is
I'm guessing.
sign in. Oh yeah. We
Oh
got the
damn it!
support
Now we have to
which
stop
require.
hacking.
Yeah. Okay, so
Interesting on there.
we changed
Give it a
the,
few
changed
weeks,
the
that
one
might
at
be.
the top to be Code Mortals,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Should we also like do the synchronization here?
I
So you
don't
can see I
know.
obviously use Circle far too much. There's too many things going
It's
on
true.
there.
We want to add a new
But that's
project
what I
now.
love because you can see the
Why
history.
can't we use the same old project?
No, sorry. We need to add it to the project
Oh,
on
yeah.
Circle because it's got the 3 projects: website, CDN, and workshop. So we need to add another one.
Oh.
I don't know how to do it though.
No.
Andrew.
What do you want to do?
Add projects. There you go on the left. The big
The
button.
button that says add.
It's loading.
Okay.
CI demo. First one. Set up project.
Woohoo!
And it gives it to
this is
you.
good.
That's
It
pretty
gives you
impressive.
everything.
That was a little bit
That
easier
is
than
it!
Travis.
Oh my goodness!
Okay, so
Like-
I want.
Hello world, no, hello world.
Hello world, yeah.
Leave that.
It gives you a script you can just copy and paste and go straight in with.
So just copy and paste that, and let's add that to config.yaml.
No,
Config.yaml.
it's-
Be circle.yaml.
It's just
right?
like start building. That's it. Oh, okay. So we need to do this.
Yeah.
All right.
We need to
Yeah,
actually
so
work.
Put the script in there, otherwise.
We need to
to see-
copy and paste
If you
and
have
do
no
something.
script, then Circle will just fail the build straight away. Same thing
Okay.
for Travis and most CIs. You've got to have a script there, otherwise it doesn't know what it's doing.
Should
So
we delete the Travis?
It's
CI?
alright.
It will just build on both.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We'll be double as safe because we've got 2 CI building.
So,
Although
right.
each CI is going to do something different because it has its own script. For
Oh,
doing, like,
true.
One's echoing one thing out and one's echoing something else.
That's
so they could
true.
actually have a failure on one, not the
So
other.
we created
But
a
normally we'd have a.
Okay, and
package
paste that
manager, right?
in.
So in Node we'd be running sort of an npm test or something instead.
Are you sure? Is it like that? Okay, it's
Yeah,
changed.
it just says here.
Ah,
Circle
okay, it's
CI.
changed. Yep,
Okay.
it's changed what it used to be.
Right. So set paste. Nice. That's done.
But don't forget the blank line at the end. GitHub will be sad if we don't have blank line at the end.
There's no blank line, right?
There needs to be a blank line.
Well, it doesn't have to.
GitHub puts a red flag
It will
underneath the
put a red
file.
flag.
And you always need to end the blank
But
line
it
when
won't
there's
stop
no
you from
spaces.
pushing it up.
No, it won't stop you. Okay, so Andrew's password is password123.
Oh, I'm going to have to jump around. I don't know if passwords. I should have done something stupid like that.
So
shouldn't
let's
I?
try using my technique.
My technique of
Adding things. Yeah, that worked.
Yeah, get add docs works the same.
But it's only that file, right?
when you do a dot, it
For
adds
this directory,
everything.
yeah, it does,
Okay.
it does everything in that directory.
you could
If
put
you're in a
partial.
Yeah, but if you're in a higher directory, so if I was in a subdirectory, then I did dot, it would be that directory down.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to get the higher directories, then you
Yeah.
have to use all. That's why I just use all, because I'm often in a
Same.
subdirectory somewhere.
All is so dangerous. You
Why?
just
Well,
add
no,
loads of other rubbish, I think.
Because I always know what I'm doing.
It's this pull request that had a lot of files.
Yeah, that's just you don't like pull requests.
I feel like we're gonna stir up an argument.
We are, you gotta get a bit of.
That's developer life, right? All day long we argue. Every now and then we agree on something and we then do the work. You're back already.
Is it back already?
Yep.
Oh, that was
Awesome.
quick.
That was quick.
All right, so we've got. Oh no.
I think each time it's been when passwords have been asked for from Git, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, that's
I have
true.
to keep an eye on that.
Yeah,
it's
that's
always
very
the same
true.
place.
So just to fill you in, the stream did crash for a second, so apologies. It's always when Andrew's password comes up, it does
It's my
something
security
bad.
protection to stop people seeing it.
Security, this guy.
All right, so
If
we
only I was
are
that
supposed to
sophisticated.
go into the circle CA thing, and that's been done.
So it should be building now. So if you go back to the list on the top
Should
left.
I click on the
No,
start
I
button?
don't think so because.
If you haven't clicked it already, you'll need to.
Do you?
Yeah, you need to tell it to actually start monitoring that project, yeah.
Yeah, I've done it.
I don't know.
Same thing we had to do with Travis, was
Yeah.
turn Travis on, yeah.
Don't dish Travis. I don't remember that happening. Travis
Now,
just
GitHub
worked.
Actions
There you
will
go.
be interesting.
It's
I wonder if you have
running.
to do it in there.
And that was so much quicker. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
We definitely got Travis versus Circle going on. What do you think, people watching?
Travis is over that side of the room. We're near the door, so we can get out.
And it'd be really interesting to see who switches to GitHub Actions though.
Wait, this is interesting. Is it using Docker?
Yeah, it uses Docker.
Yes.
Wow.
So you can do a lot of things with like Cypress testing. You can do some cool stuff because it will just have the right container.
And if you guys haven't seen it yet, you guys did like a workshop on Cypress testing.
We
right?
did. Only part one of the theory is out. So later this week, there will be the actual demo later this week. I'm halfway through editing the video.
Okay, I actually need to watch that. So
Wait, what exactly happens here? Because I haven't.
So these are all
configured
the
these
steps.
things.
It should be showing you the steps that it went through.
Oh, that's nice.
So
Do first, understand later. That's what we did.
but this is the most important one is kind of this step, which is the using the help topic CLI. And where's the bit?
Did you actually add a hello world in there? You just copied.
We just copied
the one they
theirs.
gave you, right?
So let's change their
So
code.
put a hello world or something.
Yeah, let's
into there
change
so
it.
You can have it similar to what we had on Travis.
What
So
did we do?
I would
It makes
say
me nervous that you edit in the terminal because I'm so used to editing in the editor.
it's just practice though. It's just
I
whatever you
know.
get comfortable with.
Mhm.
But it's really good when you SSH to other computers to have the terminal because you have to use it then as
The thing I
well.
find with Vim is because there's so many little commands you can use. If I spend like a month not using Vim,
You
I
forget.
everything.
Yeah, like do you know the one to put numbers down the side? I can't remember what it is, like set num or something. I can't
Yes,
remember.
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's just really helpful. You can get color, syntax, highlighting, and
You can get pretty much everything in there, and there's lots of stuff you
I
can
think
put
it's
in
set
the
num or
profile
something
as
like
well
that.
for Vim.
no, not one. It's just set num to turn it on or something. I can't remember. It might even be one word. I can't even remember.
Okay.
Someone watching, let us know what it is. But there is
Set num or
something.
set line.
No, it's not set line. I don't think so. Okay, it doesn't matter. We're running out of time. How are we doing on time? 8 o'clock. Right, we've got sort of GitHub Actions to do. We're supposed to do that. Oh, set number. Venkatesh, thank you very much. And you can put that in the configs. It just has it every time.
Set
One
number.
word.
No.
Oh, a 2 word.
No, it's
Okay.
2 words.
Okay.
Because set is the command, and I did set paste.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so let's just do hello world. Let's see. You got jobs. You got welcome run, and that's going to run.
So run are all the commands that are going to run, yeah.
So you got jobs, and you got welcome run,
Mhm.
and then it's going to go welcome. Where's run? I don't get it. This is not as nice as Travis.
Oh, that's because you copy the
No,
default.
welcome, and then isn't that run?
It's gonna run the job welcome run, but
Yeah,
what
that's
job
it's
is
saying
that?
it's that, so that's just a comment, right? Saying
Yeah, that one is the
run
one
that,
below.
that's what it's doing. Jobs is welcome run. So you can.
But if you want to do just a simple what command, then how would you? We haven't
Yeah,
got.
so that's what. Workflows.
Why don't we look at the documentation?
Okay.
Yes,
So
there's
you
always
copy-
one
so you
sensible
copy one
person.
of the more modern ones.
Yes, there's
Oh.
a newer version. We're on 2.1.
Escape.
Yeah. So how about you start from the beginning?
Oh my god.
I like copy and paste stuff.
Okay. Have more fun now. Or do I need to help you?
We don't need your help.
Cool.
Ooh.
We need his help. We need your
Go
help.
to the docs. Go to the docs.
Documentation is our friend. Not Stack Overflow, because everything in there is usually out of
That's easier,
date.
right?
No,
Oh
everything's out of
gosh.
date.
Oh yeah.
It's too bad. It's too dangerous.
Okay, so circle
guilty.
CI run commands.
I think they're getting started. Whatever will probably be the simplest. Sample.
Oh yeah.
Do it.
Oh well.
So isn't that what you
the
just
odds.
used as a sample?
We don't know. It might be a different sample.
Okay, we can see something sample related. Oh wow, there is Docker as well.
Yeah, so you can pick your images and so forth if you want.
We want the easy one at the top.
That's so good.
No, that's not the easier one.
It's certainly useful for things
So we can
like
miss the
wanting to set up,
Docker. So we want steps is what we want. So you want jobs and then
Cypress.
steps, I
Cypress
think.
builds.
And then you
Or we have
specify
Cypress included, so it
workflows.
doesn't have to
So
download it every
workflows
time,
you can
that kind of stuff.
put
It's quite
dependencies on
Yeah.
each other. So it's going to say do build first, then do test. But we can just have one. So
And
we
the good
could
thing is as
have.
well, every single job can have a
Copy and
different
paste
Docker.
that
So
like
if you have certain things like a documentation,
DD
one
for
you might
delete.
want Ruby for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks.
you can use
I need
that.
to read the chat a lot better.
That's so convenient.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what Travis's alternative is. So
Yeah.
if I had a workflow, Eddie, can I actually run like Ruby for one job and then Node for another job?
I haven't done
In
workflow in
Travis.
Travis. I keep it really simple in Travis.
Be interesting.
Okay, so
I'm
So
sure
delete
you
the
can.
version at the
I thought
top,
you should be able
2.1.
to.
Yeah.
oops.
Especially because like people would probably add it into it. If it's
And then
Travis is so popular as
I
well,
would
without having
remove
things like that, it makes
remove
sense.
Yeah.
build. Yeah, just remove the whole build. Just leave test in there. And then in test, remove. I don't think we need an image. It will default to 1. And then checkout. I think you can move as well, right? You should do automatically.
No, we
don't you?
need the checkout, right?
You'll need the checkout for it to pick up the YAML file, I think.
Okay, and then
So definitely there is no build.
no
here,
build,
so-
and then in where it says run command, just put hello run, and then
Echo?
echo hello world. But you need the
need the
run.
run part,
You need the
yeah.
run colon. Just remove where it's command. Yeah. We finally got there on circle. Travis was much easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Not biased at all, are we? Okay. Commit, push, it will crash. No, cat the file. Do it in the UI. Don't let
Oh,
it
yeah,
crash the
that's
OBS
easier.
again.
Okay.
Just do it in GitHub UI. Don't crash. It'll crash the OBS again.
Will it? I don't know.
It seems to be when you ask for your password.
Yep.
So just cat that, copy and paste it, and stick it, and do it all via GitHub UI. I think it's safer. Andrew's computer can't handle asking for a password.
Yeah.
You need to get a new one. These
Yeah.
new Macs, they're not as good as
Yeah.
the old
Yeah.
reliable over there.
Yeah.
just pour water over his.
I know.
That's wrong.
Although Eddie won't mind, 'cause he wants a new laptop anyway. It just gives him another excuse to
Oh
get
no,
one.
don't change it. That's the.
16-inch.
Oh, that is the one. It's circle. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't
waiting
want
for
to
them to
change.
update the hardware. So if anyone from Apple happens to have connections at Apple or is listening, Eddie would like to know when are the 16-inch laptops getting new internal hardware?
You know, one of
Yeah.
my friends actually work at Apple, and he says he doesn't even know who what the person next to him is working on.
Yeah.
It's so secretive. It's like crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Probably why they're falling behind a bit. Their latest stuff isn't that great. My Mac Pro is pretty
No
good,
comment.
but
no comment.
yeah.
I use my-
Build it, build it, build it. I think you need to go
Working?
to pipelines. Yeah, let's have a look. Failed.
Failed.
No, wait. Let's see what.
Let's see what it says. So we've got a failure, which is good, generally.
Yep.
Does,
Yeah,
what
at
does it
least
tell you?
there's at least
It
there's
ran
a message.
and it got busted, and it said the job should have one or more of the following macros, machines, Docker. Oh, we didn't specify some. We removed.
We should use-
Taking the image out of you.
Yeah, I thought it might default to something
Not when
'cause-
you've got the rest of it in
because
there.
Travis defaults to Ruby, and you could do Hello World, and it's just really easy and awesome. Just freaking works. But no one circle. It wants your passport, your NI number, your PIN code for your bank as well.
No, it's good. It doesn't want to guess and get things wrong. It wants to know explicitly what to do.
I just want stuff
what do
to
you
work.
prefer? Do you prefer something that's explicit
Magic.
or implicit?
Magic.
Depends what
Romance.
situation.
Yes, thank you, Janine. Depends on the situation.
I think for my CI, I'd want it to know that I've actually asked it to do something.
Should we jobs and
They had it as a job, didn't they?
it's build.
Oh no, but we can add it to test. So just add it to test. Do Docker
There
image.
should be an image in there, yeah.
Where do we find an image now?
We'll make one up. We'll guess.
Okay.
That always works well for us, I think, so far.
Mm-hmm.
We will be
Trial and error.
trial and failure.
But that's the good thing. Once you've got a CI there, you can do trial and error quite happily.
Oh no, it needs to be under the test
Ah.
because it's part of that test block. So
Sorry,
before the
sorry. No,
steps, yeah.
Actually, it was
And then it was gonna be. I think language is gonna be Node. I'm guessing, Andrew.
DD for delete. Could you-
wait. It's simple.
Yeah.
So Docker image. Oh.
It's that simple, and you move down the page.
Docker
It's hard when
is
everyone's watching.
node For
I think you
which
can do
one?
circle CI
Circle CI.
/node, I think.
Yeah.
What would we do without Google?
I wouldn't be using Circle CI.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Circle, if you're watching, you're okay. I'm being a bit mean,
There's
but
something called Chakra Core. Oh, this Chakra is this Internet Explorer thing, I guess.
okay. And we have 23 minutes after this to do GitHub Actions, but you'll see we'll do it in 3 minutes. It'll just be boom, easy GitHub Actions.
Okay, so it's gonna be
Eddie's
circle CI
driving,
slash
so we'll be
node
timing it.
colon this one. So
What was that, Andrew?
I said, you're driving GitHub Actions. We're going to be timing it.
Okay.
You're up against the clock. We're going to give
Copy
you a
and
limit of 5
paste.
minutes.
Hurry up, you're eating into my GitHub Actions time.
alright.
What version did you put?
I just put 9.9.
Why you put crazy version? Put like 10. I put a normal one.
I'm not sure if
Do you want to break it?
Yes. Breaking is good, right? Breaking Bad.
It's Breaking Bad.
No, because it doesn't have a 12. It doesn't have a 12. That's the problem.
Really? This is not
Walter
a node,
White
though, is
walked
it?
into the room.
See, Circle CI is old.
Circle CI is old.
Yeah.
Okay, 9-9. I'll let you have it. You win. Let's just do it.
Maybe we can
I
put
think
Version-
you'll find you can have pretty much
Buster.
any version of Node you want there. So just pick
Version
whatever.
1
Do we
is
have
fine.
Alpine? No. Okay, fine.
Version 1 is fine.
0.97 or whatever it was, the most popular one from many years ago.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's show my age with Node.
Oh, you put a full stop in your commit message. You should.
Oh no.
Yeah, the shame. Don't worry, nobody's watching.
Everyone
And
is
this is not
watching.
recorded or anything. That'd be a
Other than
blooper.
These people who are watching.
Yes.
who are
Just
watching.
wave at us. If
It's
you're watching, give us a
so-
wave.
It's a secret.
Oh no, 1,000 people are watching. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let's go ahead and have a look at the tests.
Did it fail again? No.
No, wait. It's slow.
It's running.
running.
It means it hasn't failed, but hasn't passed.
Either.
It's green.
Yeah.
Congratulations, your first Circle CI script. You'll be now using it for the rest of your life.
No way. Maybe.
Okay, so GitHub Actions.
Right. Andrew's gonna drive.
Oh, he hasn't used GitHub Actions, so he should drive.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Should we sit on the outside then?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Let's
I can
let's
sit
swap
on the
again.
inside.
I'll sit with Andrew and hold his hand.
Oh.
Go on.
But just your hand.
It's my laptop, so you should be driving.
Oh, I can drive if you want. Okay, I'll drive.
Okay,
then.
well, I'll go over there. We'll pair. We're pairing on this one.
Yeah, this is how you pair. We'll show you how
Pairing works.
How pairing works.
Right.
I don't like you.
Hurry up and get.
But use this keyboard.
Done.
Look, I've been talking to you for hours.
People are watching.
Have a piece of chocolate. This is a typical day, or we're working remote.
Just bickering.
No, it's true.
Constant bickering.
Okay, so
Now, before you start though, we've got to decide: are we going to use VS Code for this? We're going to go and download that.
no. We'll use this. Right. Okay. So you just click GitHub Actions.
Okay.
Oh, cool! Look how easy that is.
Look, it even tells you "Hello World" script. Perfect.
Oh my God! Set this up.
Do
Set
that
it
one.
up. Oh, it's giving it to us.
Okay.
So on push, build. Gonna run
Over
Ubuntu
here,
latest.
commit. Start.
Let's just do that
Just commit it directly.
directly. I was going to explain to everyone what it's going to do, but they can read that.
It looks
that's fine.
basically like Circle CI to me. I mean, it's got a job. It's got some steps.
So, for the record, I actually think GitHub Actions wins.
It's not running.
I agree.
Shit, why is it not working? wait, let me refresh, reload.
There
There
you
we
go.
go.
Oh, yeah. What happened? I broke it. Shit.
Stop swearing.
Eddie's language. I don't know. There's children watching.
Own bleep. There's something wrong with your keyboard. Okay, it's
There we go.
running. We're looking good.
It's in the
One,
queue.
two- Oh, yes.
This is the downside. There's a long queue.
No. All
Circle
this-
would have already got
started
going.
and
It passed. It finished.
Wow, that
There we
literally
go.
took like 3 seconds.
GitHub Action wins.
We're done. Who's next?
Yeah, it's your turn now.
No, Andrew hasn't done anything.
Oh yes,
we did-
Andrew
I
has
just
done-
paired.
It's Andrew's turn. Yeah.
I'm not setting up Jenkins, so don't.
Okay, I'm taking some chocolates.
So
Is that us then? Good night, guys.
yeah, no.
See you
So
next time.
that has worked so well. So what's your favourite? Let's go around. Okay. No, we're going to go. You're going
I'll
last.
go last.
First, we'll start this end.
Well, I guess from time that it took, I should probably check out GitHub Actions.
Yes, 1 point for GitHub Actions. Let me draw it on the board.
You don't need to.
There's
because
only 4
it's-
people.
So a big score. For those watching as well, you need to vote.
Oh
so
yeah.
GitHub, circle,
Can you see?
Travis. Okay, 1 on GitHub Actions. Who next?
GitHub
Praveen.
Actions.
2, Andrew.
Now, I'm going to say GitHub Actions with a caveat that I've not actually done very much with it, so I don't know at what point
Okay.
you get blocked by
So
it.
we'll give
I
it
think
half?
GitHub Actions. No, I'll give it a full
Okay.
point. I'd say GitHub Actions.
Me,
is
GitHub
the way
Actions,
things are
circle
going.
you lose. Travis, you just get 1 for being nice.
Another vote for GitHub Actions.
More for
Another
GitHub
one
Actions. There we
From
go.
Ven
5. Woo!
Oh, one more.
Another one
GitHub
from
Another one.
Actions.
Who was that? That's cool.
Peter.
Nice. We got 5, 6. Let's just give a few more. I know people are thinking about it, not sure, but I know they like it really. Awesome. GitHub Actions for the win. Let me write that down. Where's your chat window?
So, having just set up 3 different CIs, GitHub Actions being the quickest, what else would you use your CI to do? We've just done an echo hello world, right? What
Sure.
other things might you use your CI to do?
Deploy.
Deployments is definitely one. Where would you deploy to? What would be your go-to choice for that?
Firebase.
Okay.
Although I have a love-hate relationship with it, so let's not talk about it at the moment. It's a bit of the hate at the moment. What about you, Andrew?
For me, well, I'd be torn for an answer between documentation and security. I don't want to use up all the answers. I'll go security. So things like Zap, you can use to automate various OWASP type security checks.
It's really sexy
Yes.
stuff. I was with one of the developers at Google Next, and he gave me a demo of their new heads-up display. Oh my god, it's amazing. Let me show you.
Z Attacks Proxy, ZAP.
Z Attack Proxy. I spelled that wrong, but Google will fix it, so it's fine. Attack Proxy.
No, it didn't fix it. That was so far wrong.
Attack Proxy. Look, it's your keyboard.
Yeah.
Every bad user. Okay, I wonder if it has a little clip of getting started now, just to show you what it does. Like the heads-up display is so good. It's as a demo. It's open source, which is amazing. But
And you can run it on your CI.
and you can run it in your CI. That's true. But when you ask it to spider your site, it actually comes out. Here's the heads-up display. Here you go. So down when you're looking through your site or navigating, it gives you all this bits of information about what it thinks it can do, what it can change. If you want it to be, it can be in passive mode where it doesn't actually do anything dangerous to your app. But if you're in a local host, you can say do the dangerous stuff. It'll try and delete data. It'll try and just like do a lot of naughty stuff. But if it's local, it's fine. So yeah, it's quite interesting. So that's a new thing. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, what else on your CI?
I would say like notifications on Slack.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
True.
Definitely
So,
helpful to keep the whole
mo-
team involved.
Yeah. So if someone has pushed something and it starts building, it sends a quick notification on.
We
the Slack.
always used to joke that when we first started using CI, I don't know, 10 years ago, that what you need is when the CI fails, everyone should have chairs that have little electrodes in them. You get electrocuted for the person that did the commit.
There is a YouTube video of someone who did. You know, you get those like those rockets, the like Nerf rockets.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
Back in the day, and they used it with Jenkins, and you could download their script, and you'd put it in the middle if you're sitting around the desk with all your people. You put it in the middle, and you'd program where everyone's sitting, and whoever failed, it would point to you and shoot a Nerf gun at you, and it was crazy. There is a YouTube video on it. Check it out. It's hilarious. Until someone got hit in the eye, and then it went a bit sad. That's how it was, but. Yes, but the idea was good. So, what else can we put? So you can do accessibility testing. It can do some accessibility.
I
Linting.
think
we've
that's kind of
mentioned.
like overlooked a lot of the times, right?
Yeah.
Accessibility.
It's the last
How
minute
about
thing.
responsive web design testing? No, right.
Do what? Sorry.
A responsive web design.
Responsive web design. You can. So with Cypress or with Source making.
Source Labs.
Source Labs, you can get it to test on different devices, and then you can test if things are overlapping and clicking certain items, and if it can't reach those, it will then take a video of it.
Oh wow.
and
Well, you
then
can even
watch
do.
it.
Sort of
But
similar
you can
to
do
Cypress.
comparisons.
Yeah.
You can literally take a picture of the two, look at the pixels from that picture, and tell you if the pixels are in different locations
Oh my
between two
gosh.
screenshots.
You know, at first with the MacBook Retina display, the pixel ratio really like.
Yeah.
Blew your
Thank
mind.
you. I can't English. I've been speaking Chinese for the past entire week, so my English is like disappearing now. But yeah, like it. Totally was like not. I did not know what was happening, and thanks to like having emulators and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
But doing the pixel perfect check is not always very good because you get a lot of false positives.
Yeah.
False positives? False
Yeah.
whatever.
Like sometimes
Yeah.
it would show us fine, but when you have the actual device,
Yeah.
it doesn't work. Yeah.
Mhm.
But source labs, they actually have real devices.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
they
you
send
can.
your scripts over to them. It's quite expensive.
It does
but
get
it's-
pricey.
But it's pretty good. I think they have like 300 different types of devices.
Wow.
And it's real. And it records the video of it, which is pretty awesome.
Wow.
So it's pretty cool. But yeah, just keep adding more and more things to your CI and code coverage. You can then keep the artifacts. It can then push back to GitHub so that you can save the artifacts in the releases. So you can do things like that. I think I have that on one of my projects.
Yeah, you can create a whole tag with the release assets against
I
it.
think I do that on, if I go to
And tag
Eddie.
management.
And big shout out to me. Follow me on GitHub if you want.
Look at all those green squares.
Yeah, I've been busy, not
Yes,
doing very
Eddie.
much. How's your green square? We should have a comparison. So I was going to say, if I go to open source books tips, I think it pushes. Use Travis, but it does push back and
Mine's red
create.
square.
I'm pretty sure it creates releases. Maybe it doesn't. I did at one point. Maybe tags.
It's got some assets in there.
I do have one
Maybe
project.
you've
that
probably
does it
only
every
done one
time.
release, that's what it is.
Yeah, probably. But you can get it to create releases every time. That's pretty cool.
But the only thing I would say is be considerate. You can throw lots and lots of things in. You can spend hours and hours adding so many things, but every project has different needs, right? It's not a one-size-fits-all thing. You've got to discuss it with the people that are paying for the project to be worked on. If you're working on your own project, you've got to decide yourself, who's my user base, what's important to them. So just be considerate to where it's going to go and who's going to use it. Because if I was doing a prototype for someone, chances are some lightweight automation testing is all I need. I don't need anything else.
Yeah.
But if I was going to say, release, I don't know, a new banking platform that's going to be managing transactions for my bank account, I'd probably want that to be quite in depth with security checks and everything else. And if there's an API there, documentation for it so that people know what's going on. So yeah, every project's different, but I think every project can benefit from having a CI, even if it's as simple as, does my project build?
Yeah, it's true, absolutely. I don't get it when people say, oh, my formatting is different, and then you then see pull requests which is just adjusting formatting of like 20 files, and you think that should just be done as part of your original piece of work, whereas on CI, if you can have a linter, or just build the project, just make sure it works.
Should we go to the main camera as we talk?
Yes, well, that's true. Yes, good point.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I think as well, sorry,
No, carry
to
on,
add
please.
on top of that, for those of you who are like looking for a job or thinking to like learning how to code or whatever, I think it's really useful having a CI tool because like with the linter and everything, you notice things that you might not normally notice. For instance, maybe like indentation or the way you name
Spaces.
things, space, all that kind of stuff. And like from using Circle CI and very small projects that I started creating when I first started coding, it just like taught me little things that are normal for code. Like I don't know what is normal these days, but you know what is seen as the right way, I guess, to like indent your work according to the specific CI tool that you're using. So it kind of gives you a little more guidance if you're doing a bit of self-learning and stuff like that.
That is very true. I think it's good shout out, definitely. I was just thinking, I was kind of keen to put into chat. I won't use Andrew's laptop because he's not logged into anything. I'm just going to jump on that soon. I'm going to put everyone's socials in there so people can follow us on socials as well before they.
original seats.
We are. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
It's like little cups being moved around and we've all ended up back where we started.
Twitter, Janine. What's yours? Is J9, right?
Yeah. Is this Twitter?
Yeah.
J9
have a 35
LOOK,
second.
I think.
J9, sorry.
LOOK.
L.
LOOK.
Oh, L. Okay.
Like.
JA9 look.
Oh no, underscore
JA9.
I think-
after a 9.
No, it's JA9.
Oh yeah.
It's fun how Eddie says he's not
Yeah,
logged
there
in,
you
but all he
go.
has to do is grab my thumbprint and
Okay, so I'm just going to put our stuff in
My
the
computer's
chat.
rejecting your-
it doesn't.
So this is
No, I
Janine,
think-
if you
no,
want to
it's
follow
fine.
her
Oh,
on
my
Twitter. And then Twitter, Andrew.
Right, the stream was down for a second. It should be back up again.
Okay, what happened
No,
this
it's still
time?
down.
I don't know. I logged in on Twitter.
What?
Your computer.
I think we're back on now.
Yeah, it seems to be every
Andrew.
time you want to do something like logging in somewhere, OBS doesn't like it.
And Eddie. Okay. So, Eddie. So don't forget to follow us on Twitter, and then you'll find our other socials, Instagram. Janine's got a YouTube channel, and we need to encourage her to do some more awesome videos because her videos are always cool, but she needs to do more. Once a week, I think. I
Oh
think
my
that'll be
gosh,
fine.
I'm already so busy. I'll try.
And then we'll convince Praveen to do one as well, because he'll be great on camera too, as you've noticed today, full of energy. And then also, Andrew has done a few videos, as you know, and lots of streams.
Yeah, I had a bit of a hit midsummer last year for like 4 weeks. I did some, and then it's all gone quiet, hasn't it?
It's always like that though, because you get like super motivated, and you're like, work kind of gets in the way and stuff.
It does. Work is definitely a problem. But that's okay. We're going to start working less, right?
Exactly. And I'd be really interested to know if you've got any open source projects that don't have CI that you're thinking of adding CI to. Put in the chat. Put a link to your open source project, and I'd like to take a look at it now. Maybe look at it in a few days and see if you've added CI and which CI you've added. Probably GitHub Actions, but be interested
I
to
think
see.
we're all going to be having a bit more of a play with GitHub Actions. It's new to all of us. We keep seeing it. We're going to spend some time with it. But when you sort of experience how easy it's, just click one button, it starts building, and you look at the script, you can just add a few lines there. It's so similar to Circle as well, just looking at it. So, but I'll be interested to see how far does it go, how well does it do things like workflow stuff, how well does it integrate with deployment scripts and those sorts of things. How does it manage keys and private keys and stuff. So,
Well, I can actually show a quick example of that if you want. We've got a few minutes.
Well, depends. Go on. We're finishing in 5. We're finishing in 5, right? So
Yes.
go on.
Musical chairs. So if I just show you, can you put your screen back on? If I go to Dashboard Hub, oh, it's not in your history. Oh, you've got no history as well. Dashboard Hub. I think it's that.
I don't think you have shared the screen, so
Yeah, it is
It's on
now.
Okay. So if I go to Dashboard Hub, and then under GitHub, you'll have workflows. And I actually have 3 workflows. And so I'll just show you development. And you can see it's a bit more than Hello World. So just to talk a bit through more what you can do is you can say on push, and you can specify which branch. So for this script, for the dev script, it's for any branch that's issue hyphen 123, issue hyphen whatever it is. And that matches the issue number that has been created with it. Using Ubuntu latest. And these are the steps, and you can tidy this up a lot more with, jobs and workflows. I've left this a bit, it's the first time I used it, and I've just kind of put it in one big long, but sorry, just take it with a pinch of salt. But here I've actually got some keys, and I decrypt these at the moment, and I output my Firebase key. So it's encrypted and added to the repo, but it's encrypted, so this line decrypts it. And then I install Firebase. I go into the functions directory, I run lint, as I said. I change update the config, do some seg commands and update environment variables for functions for Firebase, a few things like that in URLs. And then I go into the UI, which is the Angular. So I've got a mono repo, so I've got front end and back end in their own subfolders. And I just set up the Angular config, all from Angular, GitHub secrets. So GitHub secrets is really nice. You just in settings, you can add different secrets, and in here you can go secrets dot and the name of the secrets. And then you see here I also deploy. But interestingly enough, I should only deploy, I think, on success. So you can put if. I don't think I've got an if in here, so I probably need to update this and do it. But yes, you can add an if, I learned recently. So you can say if, and that step will only happen if that if is satisfied. So you can do various things like that. So for me, for example, the deployment, I won't want to deploy every issue to dev. I probably only want to deploy the develop branch. So but I want it to build for every issue. I just don't want to do deployment. So on the deployment steps, I need to put in an if and say if development branch. Otherwise,
So when did you set up your GitHub Actions? How long have you been doing that for now?
I did that, I think, a few weeks ago, but that was it. I haven't done anything like it since.
This is where that versioning comes in important, right? You've got your initial version now. You know there's a few things to improve. You can add to it, and it's all in code in your repository.
Exactly. So let me know how you get on with GitHub Actions, and even after the stream's done, leave a comment in the video. Let us know what open source projects you're working on. If they've got CI or they haven't, or you're changing it, or you're adding stuff, leave a comment. We're interested to see how you get on. And then on the next stream, we might talk about CI. We might talk about Git.
We do some Git commands and
Git
managing
commands.
branches.
Maybe do like really like when I first started using Git, the most hard thing was like get cherry picking.
Cherry picking is awesome.
Or
Yeah.
like using reset.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could all pick maybe a certain thing and join us on the stream again, and you could do cherry picking. You
You
could
can
do
talk about
reset.
Oh my gosh,
rebasing.
can I not do cherry picking? It's like so hard.
You can talk about
It's very easy.
rebasing.
All you need to do is
Yeah.
You
take
can talk about
this
git
and
flow
put it-
as well as a concept.
That's
But
it.
it starts getting
There's
confusing.
loads of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on how you, which one first needs to go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Let me do that.
And-
Sorry. So yeah, lots of things. Any suggestions, any videos or any streams you'd like to see, let us know in the comments, and we'll add it to our list of stuff that we're going to do.
And we'll try to not have OBS crash every 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's his shitty computer. Get a new computer, Andrew. They've got 16-inch now. The 15-inch is just not capable. 32 gigs of RAM is not enough. You need the 64 gigs of RAM, obviously.
Or
Evidently.
maybe the Mac.
For those of us that have bottomless
Yes.
pockets,
So let's
Cool.
call it this. The conclusion was
GitHub Actions is the winner. If you haven't started with CI, just go straight to GitHub Actions. Don't worry about the rest.
And if you have, still go straight to GitHub Actions. It's a win. Thank you all so much for joining us, and thank you for our guests today. You were both
Thanks for having
amazing.
us.
Thank you
you.
for coming in. Fantastic to have you. We'll have you
Wait,
hopefully again.
am I a guest? No, I'm a part of course.
Yes, and
Yes.
actually there's a
Oh my
reason
gosh,
for
where's
this.
my t-shirt?
Yours is it got lost in the post. No, but yours is on order. But there's a reason why actually you come in today, not just
Absolutely.
to be on the stream, but also we're having a workshop
Next week.
Next week,
17th.
17th.
2 weeks
2
later.
So
weeks.
both Janine and Praveen are helping with our community at our events. And
they'll
it's
be
great to
mentoring
have
at the
them.
workshop.
And they're going to be mentoring at our workshop in 2 weeks.
So
from
if
now.
you're at the workshop and you get stuck, have any questions, here are your two experts. And Andrew and me will be at the bar. But yes, that's a Microsoft Reactor on the 17th, and we're really excited. But there'll be a few more mentors going around, which is great.
And it's a free event.
it is a free
Free
event.
event, yeah.
And,
Frankie
And
Tesh
with
says,
food.
let's do Git.
and Janine will have a Code Mortals t-shirt by then,
Yes.
we'll make sure.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Jedi
Star Wars
version.
Jedi.
Yes. Nice. Awesome. Thank you all so much. And we'll see you soon.
Have a good evening.
Bye. Get a wave, Andrew.
Which hand?
Not the Queen wave, like really slow.
This way.
Yeah, okay. Put the holding hand up.
All right. Cheers, guys.